Well, there you have it. Finally, the question we've all been waiting for, the answer to the question we've all been dying to know, where in the world is Aaron Rodgers, has finally been answered, and we're going to talk about it.
I can do it all, I will never fall. It's the Renaissance. You know that I got the mother sauce, man. You know I'm the boss, I know what it costs. Have you won a loss? I'm so versatile, yeah, I'm a Renaissance, man. I can do it all, I will never fall. It's the Renaissance. You know that I got the mother sauce, man. You know I'm the boss, I know what it costs. Have you won a loss? I'm so versatile, yeah, I'm a Renaissance, man.
Congratulations, brother.
And here we go. So there you have it. Aaron Rodgers is officially back. And all this time, while we were all trying to wonder whether or not Aaron Rodgers was on another darkness retreat, maybe he was on another ayahuasca, ayahuasca trip. I think that's finally right. Ayahuasca trip. Was he at a friend's wedding? You've seen a whole bunch of different causes and reasonings and thought processes behind the why Aaron Rodgers missed mandatory minicamp. A whopping 2 days of Jets minicamp where he decided to no-show. Of course, albeit after telling the Jets he wasn't going to be there when the schedule originally came out. It's been one of the most ridiculous storylines of the offseason. But again, one of those things where when you got a guy like Aaron Rodgers and you got a team like the New York Jets, which is literally amongst one of the largest media markets on the planet, you're going to go ahead and need a story to run with. You're going to have to find a reason as to why or how or anything that's going to go ahead and get the juices flowing. Ultimately, you need those clicks, and Jets fans are going to go ahead and give them to you. This whole Aaron Rodgers thing was, in fact, a story, but not really an issue this entire time, right? I get it. It's mandatory minicamp. Um, we want him to be there, right? He's coming back from the injury. You're talking about a team that's done a lot to go ahead and get to this particular point where they're trying to go ahead and get to a championship, whether that's a Super Bowl, whether it's the AFC Championship game, whether it's the AFC East Championship. Like they're ultimately trying to go ahead and accomplish some major things this season. Aaron Rodgers made it to every single voluntary freaking minicamp, every voluntary workout, every OTA. He was there for the media day. The dude has been nothing but a standout for New York Jets. New York Jets and the fan base, right? Some people are sitting here getting upset about it and talking about how he's not committed. This is a man who gave $35 million back to the New York Jets so he could be a New York Jet. Doing so, I believe, has allowed the New York Jets to put around him one of the better rosters we've seen in quite some time in one Jets stride. I couldn't disagree more with the individuals who believe he's not focused in, he's not committed to this process. I think Aaron Rodgers is evolved. I think he's a grown man who's been in the league for 20 something years, right? He's one of the top quarterbacks in the NFL in that time frame. He's a top 5 guy all time. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer. I think he understands the importance of playing at a high capacity when all this has been put around him for his success, for the Jets' success. So I'm one of the few individuals, maybe, or one of the many individuals, probably, who did not see an issue or a big deal at all about Aaron Rodgers missing 2 days in freaking June. That to me is not going to impact what happens in the New York Jets season, especially when you take into consideration the significant amount of snaps he took in those voluntary workouts and the OTAs. So again, the naysayers are not going to go ahead and talk about that part. They have focused predominantly on Aaron Rodgers missing mandatory minicamp, what that means, and most importantly, where was Aaron Rodgers? Well, now we know. Aaron Rodgers was in Egypt visiting the Sphinx. He wanted to go ahead and see the Sphinx, wanted to go see the pyramids, talking about some of the wonders of the world. Aaron Rodgers had apparently set this trip back a while ago. It's significant in the fact that there was a specific time frame that he had to go on this trip in order for him to achieve or see all of the things that he wanted to see. But ultimately, a lifelong dream of the man was to go ahead and see the Sphinx. He's talked about it before on different media outlets, on different shows, how it's a passion of his, it's a desire of his to go out and get to see the Sphinx, right? To go and see the pyramids, to go to Egypt. And unfortunately, this year, when he had made this arrangement with the powers that be, minicamp came out on the same exact time frame that he was going to be gone. So he let the Jets know about it, of course, when the minicamp dates were solidified. Nevertheless, it was a huge deal because he missed those 2 days in mandatory minicamp. And this is only a huge deal because it's the Jets. No other organization would have made a big deal about this. You didn't see anybody make a big deal about Tom Brady missing 11 days in training camp because, as he put it, he's 45 years old and had things to do, right? Nobody made a big deal about that. But it's Aaron Rodgers. It's the New York Jets. We don't have the winning history in order to go ahead and overcome some of the things that came with him missing mandatory minicamp. We don't have the Aaron Rodgers doesn't have the history of being dominant enough or won enough Super Bowls to be able to go ahead and miss this. Again, he's one of the most he's one of the most conflicting individuals, I think, in all of the NFL, predominantly because of his personal side vice the professional side, right? A lot of individuals get rubbed wrong about him because of his political views and, of course, some of his, beliefs in terms of whether it's aliens or the benefits of medicine that I guess you would deem not to be, traditional. It's at the end of the day, the hate against Aaron Rodgers, I think we can all agree, is more so based off of the man Aaron Rodgers, not the football player Aaron Rodgers. And I digress. I think there should be a way for us to go ahead and separate the two things, right? On the football field, the dude puts some of the best product we've ever seen at the position on tape for us to watch on Sundays, in prime time. You gotta appreciate that. You gotta respect it. His personal life, the man Aaron Rodgers, conflicting. Okay, cool. I understand that, but I don't think his polarizing nature should impact whether or not this man can play football at a high level. But I digress. For all those who are still wondering, for anyone who still cared, I think the majority of Jets fans will tell you, we don't care. We didn't care. It was 2 days in minicamp. I believe, talking to Connor, he was able to get a snap count from, I think it was Rich Samini or one of his sources, saying that it was 38 snaps. Aaron Rodgers missed 38 snaps in mandatory minicamp combined. I promise you, if the New York Jets season fails this year, it's not because Aaron Rodgers missed 38 snaps in June. If the New York Jets make the playoffs this year and go to the AFC Championship game or the Super Bowl, I promise you that Aaron Rodgers missing 38 snaps in June didn't matter. If the New York Jets freaking go 7 wins again and they miss the playoffs and they extend the streak, I promise you, Aaron Rodgers missing 38 snaps in June wasn't the problem. Nevertheless, you got your answer. You wanted to know where he was. It felt like this was like a Where's Waldo situation. I brought you the Where's Aaron Rodgers? Well, he was in Egypt, looking at the Sphinx, and taking in the Sphinx and the pyramids, living his best life. I think a lot of times we forget that he's not just a football player. This is also a man who's very comfortable in life, right? The guy has achieved numerous accolades. He's got a personal life. This is something that he's always dreamed about doing, and being able to be so fortunate to pursue and follow a dream or something on your bucket list, I think is something that few people get to achieve everything on their bucket list. And if you have the means to do so, I think it's very rewarding. I know whenever I've achieved a milestone and been able to achieve something on my bucket list, how rewarding it is for me as a man, as a father, as a husband. So understanding where he comes from as an individual who's always in the spotlight, as polarizing as he is, a chance to do something he's wanted to do for quite some time, I'm glad he did it. These are the kind of things that can, again, enrich and empower his mental and maybe his spiritual state of mind. That aligned with his physical ability to play football can go a long way. If these kind of things put Aaron Rodgers' mind, soul, and spirit and energy just at ease, I'm all about it. The man went to Egypt. He went to go ahead and check off some things off of his bucket list, and he missed 38 snaps in June when it came to freaking football, his profession. I don't care. You shouldn't care. But for those of you that did, there you have it. Now you know where Aaron Rodgers was. I hope you can now enjoy the rest of your summer. Training camp is only about 24 or 25 days away. Look forward to that. We're going to get more content, obviously, when training camp comes around. We're in that lull period when it comes to content creation. But here we are talking about Aaron Rodgers' whereabouts, what this grown man did for a little vacation, and you missed 2 days in June when it came to minicamp. But I digress. We found Aaron Rodgers. But just so you know, he's back. He's in California. And everything we're seeing right now is he's working out, making sure that he's in prime condition to tackle training camp and, of course, our 2024 season. Really can't believe I had to make a video about this. Go Jets.
Congratulations, brother. Hey,